Welcome back to the Skin Therapy Show. I'm your host, Saranda Nuteshna. Of course, I'm here with the trichologist himself, Muli Musyoka. And today we are talking about healthy scalp and hair loss. Just to remind you that you can send in all your questions on our social media pages, that is Facebook, The Skin Therapy Show, Instagram and Twitter at The Skin Therapy Show. And of course, you can ask Muli all the questions. I can't remember your...
At Muli Musyoka.
At Muli Musyoka.
Yeah.
All right. Muli, we have just seen that clip of hair treatment. And the one thing that I cannot help but talk about is the products that we are using.
Right.
I'm sure you will agree with me that products play a very major role when it comes to healthy scalp and hair loss.
Right.
Tell me, how do we get to determine the right products to use on our hair?
I'll start with the most used product, and the most used product is a shampoo.
Yeah.
Because people pour quite a bit of it and use it on the hair.
Yeah.
The frequency might be once a week or once every 2 weeks. But if a shampoo leaves your hair feeling squeaky clean, run away from it. It's messing up the scalp. If a shampoo has too high levels of salt, what we call sulfates, that means it's scrapping all the moisture from your scalp and your hair, leaving it dry. You only need to use that shampoo for a period of like 6-7 months and your hair starts tanning because it starts stripping off the natural color of your hair. It drains oil and moisture from your hair, and it even makes it very hard for you to keep an healthy scalp. Secondly, if you want to know what right shampoo to use, it should just leave your hair feeling moisturized and conditioned. Then I know there are a lot of listing of ingredients and all that.
Yeah.
Though people or manufacturers will disguise, if you go looking for sulfate and parabens and all that, they might call them names that you will not understand.
Yeah.
But if you look for sulfate-free shampoos and paraben-free shampoos, then that would be a good product to use. Secondly, what you need is a moisturizing and a protein treatment. Now, that doesn't mean that you keep hopping from one brand to another. If you're using a product like Root Hair, for instance, it needs to give you either a treatment that will do both moisturization or protein and reconstruction on the hair, which is the work of a protein treatment, or it will give you two products. One, which does moisturization of the scalp and the hair, and secondly, it will give you another product that is a protein-based product that will strengthen and stop breakage of the hair.
Yeah.
So that is your general maintenance of the hair in the salon. The other thing is that avoid putting too much products. And if you put conditioners on the hair, then ensure that they are rinsed well, because if you leave residue on the scalp, then it could lead to other things like a lot of itching or build-up of the product, and you get unnecessary conditions on the scalp.
Yeah. And you've been advocating for the Root Hair, so maybe you can tell us more about this product and why you, as a trichologist, will recommend this product.
No, Root Hair is a product that I got. A friend of mine from Japan came and told me about it, and she brought me samples. And I told her I really don't talk about a product before I use it.
Yeah.
And she brought me samples. I used it, and I liked it because it's a product that they've taken time to understand the climate in Africa, the type of hair that we're dealing with, and they came up with a product that is informed by research. You see, research, I would liken it to marketing. That you go get the insight, then you go back to the lab and come up with a product that is answering the questions that are in the market or the need that is in the market.
Yeah.
Unlike very many brands that you go to a lab somewhere because you have some little money, put a product together, and then come looking for people to buy. It might not necessarily answer the need in the market.
Yeah.
So I like the product, and it's a good product.
Yeah, and I can see like one of the ingredients here is the soybean oil.
Yes.
How does it help the scalp or the hair or the hair?
Soybean is particularly a protein treatment. Now, your hair is made of a protein called sulfur. And when we want to reconstruct the hair, then we put in protein in it. So that oil has a capacity to strengthen your hair, and that's why they've put in some of the things like soybean oil and just to really help in reconstructing the hair, and at the same time giving you a silky finish on the hair strand when you work on it. Yeah.
Then we have the Root Hair shampoo.
Yeah.
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 Argan oil.
Yes.
Everybody goes for argan oil.
Yeah.
How important is it,
argan
especially
oil,
to the African hair?
Most people will say if you use that shampoo, is a moisture lock. So the reason why, you know, if you read the shampoo, it could say moisture lock, but what locks in the moisture or what imparts the moisture into the hair is some of the things like argan oil, which is a highly moisturizing. Argan oil, coconut oil, and things like olive oil would moisturize your hair to an extra 30%. So you want a shampoo that will not leave your hair dry, but will deposit some moisture into your hair. Even as you prepare the hair for other services, you want hair that is moisturized. One of the things that I really don't like is that when you go to salon shampoo your hair, when you put water into your hair, it stretches up to 50% because you introduce new hydrogen bonds into the hair, so you stretch it. So at that point, what you really need to avoid is taking the hair in circular motions and tangling it, and then you start forcing it to comb it out when it's wet, because then you break your client's hair or your whatever person you're working on. So what you need is a shampoo that is really conditioning. It means that it will not help you to tangle the hair. It helps you to keep the hair straight. And when you're shampooing the hair, just work your fingers on the scalp and push it out.
So this particular brand, is it for women only or is it unisex?
I think the issue of unisex and all that, it's about feelings for men. Men do not want to have a pink product in their bathroom. And it has been brought about by marketing and all that. But the issue is that this product can be used by anybody. The same type of hair we have is the same type of hair that ladies have. But the issue is that how is it branded and all that is what brings in the difference. Even when you see male shampoos and all that, they're the same shampoos that a lady can use, but I mean for the marketing purposes and positioning and all that. But this root here is a product that I use it personally. It's a product that anybody can use on their hair.
And you've just mentioned that the same hair that men have is the same one that women have, but we do see that women lose more hair than men do. Why is that the cause?
Because women are exposed to a lot of changes in their body system. Men do not go through things like fibroids or polycystic ovarian syndromes or monthly menses and stuff like that. And all those are things that would affect women. I see a lot of ladies who suffer from low levels of iron every other time of the month, and those are things that are directly related to hair. A lot of hormonal changes. For instance, when ladies are expectant, then female hormones levels are high, so then their hair grows very well because the female hormone estrogen is good for hair, androgen is bad for hair. So when they deliver, then the fluctuation of hormones happens, and then 3 months down the line they start losing their hair. Women will lactate, as in ladies are exposed to more, their bodies are exposed to a lot of changes that would then be triggered. I mean would trigger hair loss, because we always say hair is a barometer of your health. Any changes in the body system then will reflect on your hair.
So let's talk about hair transplant. At what point do you recommend your patient to undergo the hair transplant?
There's something we call hair transplant candidacy, and for you to qualify to do a hair transplant, one, you must have lost your hair follicles permanently. And secondly, the form of hair loss that you're going through should be able to support, I mean, it should not be a condition that when we transplant hair follicles, then they will still be affected. Some of the conditions where we do not do hair transplant until we completely sort them out is autoimmune conditions. However, when someone comes in and they've, for instance, braided their hair and it has led to permanent hair loss, which we call traction alopecia, or they are balding and they've lost follicles significantly, then we look at, do they have enough hair follicles and hair growing that we can harvest some of it, transfer it to the recipient site, and then they still look okay where we harvested, and then they are able to get enough density where we transplant. So those are some of the things that we look at. Age is not a problem. I mean, we've done transplants for people in their 67 years old, 72 years old, and they responded even better than people in their 30s.
So give us your final thoughts about keeping a healthy scalp and how to treat hair loss.
I think keeping an healthy scalp is, or hair is a lot affected by lifestyle, because whatever you ingest or whatever you smoke has an impact on your hair and scalp. For instance, and I've got nothing against smoking, but people who smoke a lot, you realize that it constricts their capillaries, so they do not get enough blood supply on the scalp. They might end up having gray hair or very dry scalps. Again, what you use on your hair is very important. Choose your products carefully, and make sure that you use them in the right intervals, and read. There's a lot of content on the products themselves. Then avoid too much tension on the hair. Let me tell you, so many people are losing hair to careless handling of hair. I mean, self-inflicted form of hair loss. And there's still a myth that is peddled that if you braid your hair, it grows faster, and it's causing ladies their hair. It's like telling you if you pull your nail, it will grow faster, which is just a myth. So the issue is that avoid traumatic hairstyling. If you must do protective hairstyling, which is braiding and weaving, do it once in a while. Don't stick with it for more than 3 weeks. Make sure it's not too tight on your hairline. Protect your hairline. Then the other thing is that make sure that you avoid a lot of heat and too much mechanical activity on the hair, and you will keep your hair growing. If you realize you have a condition, then call us, come and see us, and we will sort you out.
All right.
Yes.
And maybe you can just give us your contacts and where we can find you.
If you Google www.hairhub.org, which is www.hairhub.org, you will see our contacts. We're based on Ngong Road, at the beginning of Ngong Road, right next to Nairobi Baptist Church. There's an apartment called Bermuda Plaza there. And we are on Facebook, or you can look at www.mulimusyoka.co.ke, and you'll still get our contacts. And then I'm on Facebook as Muli Musyoka, I'm on Twitter as Muli Musyoka, and we are on Facebook as Hair Hub.
Okay.
Yes.
Great. And of course, you can keep this conversation going on our social media platforms. That is Facebook, The Skin Therapy Show, Instagram and Twitter at The Skin Therapy Show. Thank you so much for joining us. Muli, thank you so much for gracing The Skin Therapy Show. We hope to see you very soon again.
Thank you for hosting me.
And to you back at home, we hope that you're going to have a very lovely week. From me and Muli, we say good night. Have a very blessed week.
Thank you.
Lutia is just new product. It's created for African and also Kenyan scalp. So this brand is care about the scalp. So we researched in Kenya. So over the years, and then we developed this brand to take care of the scalp, and then also to maintain your scalp and to create to grow your gorgeous healthy hair.
It is my pleasure to be invited to this launch of the road manufacturer in Kenya, together with the launch of a new scalp care product. What today's event illustrates is a practical illustration of growing ties between Japan and Kenya, particularly in the area of direct foreign investment. As Japanese ambassador, it is my pleasure to welcome Rod Mentholatum to Kenya.